Hi guys, welcome to Cloud Vantage. In this video, I want to quickly explain how to design cloud architecture diagram using diagrams.net. Now, cloud architecture diagrams, they are pictorial representation of your cloud environment. It's used to define the structure and the behavior of your system, how, what you have in mind, just like an building architecture program, architectural design, the same thing. You also have cloud architectural diagram, which of course represent what you want to do in the cloud. And now, behind every cloud architectural program is the user story. What is the story? What are you trying to do? But before I go into the user story for this simple design, let me quickly tell you that the app we will be using for this architectural design is app.diagram.net. app.diagrams.net. app.diagrams.net. So you go there and visit. This is it. So as you type it in, visit it, it will load this way. Now when it loads like this, hold on, it's loading. This is the canvas. This is where everything take place. It will tell you on title diagram. So this is where you put the title. If you click on this, you can of course type the title, and then it will there. Then you also have here all the categories of shapes that you can use for your diagram, and then you can also search for those shapes here. For example, let me move the head out of the way. Let me position it somewhere there, and then let's come here. If you click on more shapes, you can add as many of the shapes as possible as you can. Sorry for that. Click on this, then you can have you have this, so you can click on it. For example, I've added Azure before. You can click on it and apply, and then it will add it to the list of what the services you have, like you have here, and so on and so forth. And then you can continue in that way to you know you have you can save it from here, you can share it, and so on and so forth. Then you can also share either portrait or landscape here, and so on and so forth. Then also you can look at the entire thing by reducing the size of what you have. You can reduce the size to 50% to 75%, of course to 100%. That's the 100% representation of what you have. But let's work with 50% now, so that we can look at what a simple diagram, the simple scenario of what we want to do in a short while is that a small business, a small business or business owner want to deploy a web application on Azure, and that application can handle both the front end of their website and the back end of their website, and they want everything to be in one place, so that they can manage everything easily without worrying about complex setup. So that is what I want to quickly draw this moment. So let's go to it. I will quickly explain the steps that is involved, then we will make the diagram and see how it flows. So what we are going to do is, of course, we are going to look at the user interaction. We are going to look at the Azure App Services that will be used, the web application, and then we are going to look at data storage. Then we are going to look at the file storage, and then we label all of them, and that will be the end of our diagram. So let's quickly run through it. The first one is user interaction. How do you represent user interaction on this? What we add, of course, we can add either internet icon. Of course, I told you that you can always search. When you come here, you can come here, click and search. So you can use either internet icon, or you can also use user icon to represent the user, to illustrate user accessing the application through the internet. So let's use user accessing through the internet. For example, let me use um, of course, if you place your mouse on any of the icons, it will tell you what they represent. So user, either male or female. So let me use this as my representation of user that is trying to access my application on the internet. And then um, let me of course go to represent the Azure App Services. um, Azure App Services I want to pull the Azure App Service I want to use, maybe any of these, but I think I want something Azure. Let me quickly Azure registration, API management, and so on. App service. Let me quickly this end user. Let me use something that has a gear in it. Azure App, for example. Yeah, okay. So let me look for something here to represent app services. So let me use this, and then as the representation of app services, then of course I also go ahead and look for something that represent the Azure SQL database. So I can say Azure SQL, and then representation of SQL, Azure SQL database, for example. Let's use this to represent the SQL database, and then we have this as SQL database, and then um, after that, and then I look at the Azure storage account, the Azure storage account. Let's go here and then look at Azure, maybe storage, for example, and then let's see something that represents Azure storage, storage, Azure attestation, Azure rights, door icon. Sorry, let me keep space here, and then let me do that again. So let me look at um, Azure storage. Um, 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 is there something that represents storage? Okay, these may represent storage. There's storage disk, or let's say storage disk. Just trying to um, yeah, let's use this for example. I'm just looking at something that has storage disk in it, and then I have that together there. So how am I going to do this? Let me position this here, and then what I need to do at this stage is to look for my arrow, and then I would like to use this simple arrow, and then I come here, I draw an arrow from here to here, and then I connect this, and then I connect the app services to Azure. Sorry, and then come here, draw the arrow that way, or come here, position it, then move that arrow this way, and then come here and then position it. Sorry, let me move it this way, and then you have sorry, let me get rid of this. Yeah, so let me pick another one, come back here, and then sorry, so let's move this, let's come here. Yeah, so I have this, I have this. Yeah, so what's next thing to do is of course to label my diagram. So the first thing I want to do is to give it a title. So I come here and I write title. I can search for title, and then it gives me title text. I come here, sorry, click on it, I drag it to somewhere like this, and then what do I call this? I can say a single tier diagram, for example. I say, oh, this is a single tier diagram that represents, a user trying to access my web application on the internet. Then I can give all these a text. So text and then I say this is now if I click on it this way, it just position it somewhere at the center of the canvas. But if I come here, I just move it, I can bring it here to exactly where I want it to be. I don't know if you understand that. So I come here and I click on user, and then I can place this under the user, sorry, Control Z, then place this under user, and then this is user, and then let me reduce this a bit. I don't know if that makes sense. Come here, then press Control D. If you are using my, Windows, I'm on Mac, so it's Command D, and then I can label this the name that it is, that's Azure App Services. So I can label this App Service, sorry, App Service I mean, and then Command D or Control D on Windows. I come here and then I can label this data storage or SQL database, for example, and then I can come here. Let me also duplicate this, and then of course this file storage, Azure Storage Account. So come here, sorry, just click on it this way once, and then Command D, then move it somewhere there, and then write Azure Storage Account, yeah. So this is just a simple diagram, a single tier diagram representing how my application will run. Thank you for following through. This is the end of the short video. God bless you. Have a nice day. I see you again tomorrow. Thank you.